Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this one. When Marcus and I returned from our honeymoon, the house felt unusually warm, almost as if it had been waiting for us. His parents, Harper and Henry, had arranged a small welcome in the living room. Light snacks on the table, fresh flowers in a vase, Harper's trademark touch. But it was his grandmother, Marcus's 80-year-old Nana, who truly made the space feel alive. "Welcome home, sweetheart," she said, shuffling out of the hallway with her cane, her eyes sparkling with playful mischief. "I brought out your favorite sea salt toffee." I hugged her carefully. "You remembered." Then I handed her a small embroidered pouch filled with lavender candies, along with a soft scarf I had sewn during our flight. "Something for you." Her face lit up. "Elise, you have a heart woven from gold." Marcus chuckled beside me. "Told you she'd love it." Not long after, Sienna walked in, Marcus's sister-in-law, Luke's wife, and the family's eldest daughter-in-law. She swept through the doorway like she was stepping off the cover of a perfume ad. Heels clicking, confidence radiating, a stack of glossy envelopes in hand. "Just dropping off invitations for Mom's birthday," she said airily, already half turned toward the exit. "Oh, come in," Harper called. Elise and Marcus just got back. Sienna glanced at me, offering a polite smile that never touched her eyes. I pulled a small gift bag from my purse, a little something from Santorini. She peeked inside, then gave a quick, dry laugh. "Looks like something you'd find at an airport kiosk." Her tone sharpened. "Also, Elise, you probably shouldn't call me by my first name anymore. We're sisters-in-law now. You get that, right?" "Of course," I said softly, hiding the sting. The door shut behind her with a crisp click. Grandma gave me a knowing look. That girl wears sugar like armor. I forced a smile and slipped into the kitchen to help Harper set the table. Later that week, we gathered at a vineyard bistro for Harper's birthday lunch. Marcus's family had gone all out, set menus, name cards, floral centerpieces. I didn't know what to expect when it came to gifts, but when Sienna slid a pale pink box across the table, every head turned. Inside was a Madison and Fifth handbag, easily worth $1,000. "Oh my, Sienna, this is stunning," Harper gasped. "We thought it would suit someone as stylish as you," Sienna replied, flashing her perfect smile. Then Harper's eyes shifted toward me. "Elise, sweetheart, did you bring something too?" I hesitated, then handed her a package wrapped in floral paper and tied with string. Harper carefully unfolded the mint green apron I had sewn, trimmed with satin. "Did you make this?" I nodded. "You once mentioned aprons always looked frumpy. I wanted to design one that matched your style." For a moment, silence lingered. Then Harper's face lit up. "Elise, this is beautiful. And you remembered the color." "Well," Sienna chimed in, voice dripping with sweetness, "you're definitely handy." "I'm jealous." Her smile sparkled, but her eyes didn't. I excused myself and slipped into the restroom. As I washed my hands, I caught her reflection in the mirror. Sienna leaned against the wall, arms crossed, smirking. "You really thought a homemade apron could compare to my gift," she sneered. "It's cute. Like 7th grade homey cute." She fake gagged and pinched her nose. "Honestly, if I stand too close, I might catch your taste." I froze, at a loss for words. She flipped her hair and strutted out. In the weeks that followed, she kept her distance in public, polite smiles for others, sharp comments saved just for me. Marcus told me to ignore her, but it became harder when she started dropping by the house more often, especially to spend time with Grandma. Honestly, the only reason I still visited as often as I did was her. Grandma's room at the end of the hall was like a sanctuary. Blankets, dried flowers, silver-framed photographs. We'd sip tea and talk for hours, her warmth a shield against everything else. Then came the day Harper gathered us for an announcement. Her face glowed with excitement. "We have wonderful news. Luke and Sienna are expecting." The room erupted in cheers. Marcus clapped his brother on the shoulder. Harper hugged Sienna, who dabbed fake tears from the corners of her eyes. "And one more thing," Sienna added, lowering her gaze shyly. "We thought it might be easier to live here after the baby arrives, at least for a little while. We'd even renovate." "On us." Henry frowned. "That's generous, but wouldn't it feel crowded?" We'd all be stepping on each other's toes. Oh, we wouldn't want to impose, Sienna said, her voice soft and trembling. But if money is the issue. Not at all, Henry interrupted kindly. If it's about affording a place, we're more than willing to help. Right, Harper? Of course, Harper agreed, beaming. I saw Sienna's lips twitch upward. Later, as I rinsed teacups in the kitchen, she appeared behind me, leaning against the counter like she owned the house. Well, she purred, that went better than expected. I turned, silent. Didn't want to live here anyway, she said with a smirk. The place smells like cedar and regret. I just needed the down payment. She leaned closer. It's cute that you think being close to Grandma will get you anywhere. You're not built for this family. My grip tightened on the mug. Then she whispered, her smile razor sharp. And to think, God gave me the first baby. I guess he knew who the real daughter-in-law was. I froze. Only Marcus and Grandma knew about my miscarriage. I had never told Harper. My hands felt frozen. How was I even supposed to begin? Sienna's smirk only grew wider. That's when my grandmother-in-law appeared in the doorway. She moved slowly but with purpose. Her eyes flicked between us. What are you two whispering about? She asked. Sienna quickly straightened. Oh, nothing. Grandma's gaze landed on me. Elise, would you join me for some tea? Of course, I whispered. As I followed her down the hall, my heartbeat pounded in my ears. Had she overheard? Inside her warm, familiar room, Grandma shut the door, slid the latch, and turned toward me. Her eyes burned quietly with intensity. Elise, she said softly, is Sienna treating you poorly? Before I could even stop myself, I nodded. She sat on the edge of her bed and patted the spot beside her. Then let me share a story with you. One about a wolf dressed in pearls and lipstick who thought no one could see the truth. For a while, she didn't say more. Instead, she poured tea with slow, steady hands, like someone who had spent a lifetime listening before speaking. Finally, she stirred honey into her cup. Sienna's been different lately, she murmured. But I've known women like her before. Polished smiles, sharp tongues, the kind who bow in public and curse behind closed doors. I stayed silent. She came in here last week when you left the room. Thought I was asleep. Grandma sipped her tea. She asked me if I thought you'd ever really belong in this family. My eyes widened. What did you say? I told her what I'll tell you now. Real family isn't about bloodlines or last names. It's about actions. And I've seen enough to know who deserves to be defended. Relief spilled through me, and I finally let my shoulders relax. Now, she said, tell me everything. So I did. I told her about the cruel bathroom insult, the mocking, the jab about my miscarriage, and how she even knew about it. Grandma's expression hardened. Then she's been listening at doors, she said flatly. Probably right outside this room. She clasped my hand. Don't worry, dear. Leave this to me. Months later, Sienna gave birth to a healthy baby boy at her parents' local hospital. Luke was radiant. Harper and Henry were overjoyed. I kept my distance. Marcus and I sent a gift, a check for Luke, and separately, a package to Sienna's parents' home. Inside was a soft baby onesie I had stitched myself in sky blue, with the baby's name embroidered across the chest. Henry had even helped sew the letters, insisting on silver thread for luck. I folded it carefully and included a note. But no call came. No text. No thank you. I tried to let it go, but Grandma didn't. She hasn't said a word, she asked me one afternoon. I shook my head. Call her. Put it on speaker with me here. I hesitated. You want me to confront her? I want the truth, Grandma replied. And I want her to face it too, whether she means to or not. So I called. Sienna answered on the third ring. Oh, she said, defensive already. What's this about? Are you fishing for a thank you for that homemade thing you sent? Please. I tossed it. Looked like it came from a bargain bin. Next time, just send a stroller. I kept my voice calm. You threw it away. Of course. What was I supposed to do with it? Dress my baby in that? It looked. Did you even check inside? I interrupted. Silence. I'm sorry, what? The letter. The name embroidered on the chest. Henry helped me sew it. Her voice cracked. Wait, what? You put something inside. Did you even open it? I pressed. I heard muffled shouting in the background. Mom, Where's that bag I threw out? What bag? The baby thing. I thought it was trash. What was in it? Just look. Sienna's voice returned, breathless. Okay, Elise, there's been a misunderstanding. My mom must have tossed it. I didn't know. I'm sure it was lovely. Could you maybe make another? Just this once. You mean the one you called garbage? She gave a nervous laugh. I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't realize. And Luke would be so upset if he knew. Please. I looked at Grandma. She nodded once. Fine, I said. For Henry's sake. Just this once. Thank you, she whispered. When I hung up, Grandma called into the hall. Harper. Henry. You heard all that. They stepped in from the next room. Harper's face was pale, Henry's jaw tight. She threw away the gift we made. Harper asked in shock. She lied to us, Henry added bitterly. And then tried to lie again, Grandma finished. She's been playing a game. But today she lost her move. A few days later, Sienna and Luke arrived with their baby. The family gathered in the living room, cooing and complimenting. Harper handed the baby a rattle. Marcus snapped photos. Sienna smiled as if nothing had happened. Oh, look at this, she announced, holding up the new baby outfit. Elise made this one. Isn't it precious? Fits perfectly. Harper's eyes narrowed. The stitching looks even finer than before. Sienna laughed lightly. Oh, maybe. Just lucky, I guess. I glanced at Grandma. She stayed silent all day. After dessert, she reached out gently. May I hold him? Sienna hesitated just long enough for everyone to notice. Actually, could you sanitize first? Just in case. The room froze. Grandma slowly pulled her hand back, her expression unchanged. Marcus shot me a look. Harper opened her mouth, then shut it again. Sienna cleared her throat. I just meant, it's flu season, you know. Grandma's smile wasn't sweet. Funny, she said evenly. Masks have a way of slipping when you least expect it. Isn't that right, Sienna? Sienna blinked. I what? Nothing, Grandma murmured, just thinking aloud. The rest of the evening passed in heavy silence. Luke bounced the baby cheerfully, completely unaware. Sienna sat stiffly, her gaze flicking toward Grandma every few seconds. Later that night, I found Grandma on the porch, hands folded neatly in her lap, eyes lifted toward the stars. She won't stop, I whispered, sitting beside her. She always twists things. I know she lied again today. Why didn't you say anything? Grandma turned her head toward me. Because some truths are best served warm, she said softly. And tomorrow is my birthday. I tilted my head at her. You're planning something. Her lips curved into a smile. Just inviting someone to dinner. The next morning, Sienna texted me. Hey, can you help me cook for Nana's birthday? I'm running behind. I stared at the message before replying. I'm sorry, Sienna. But I stopped. She'd had my cooking before. She would know the difference. 3 dots appeared on the screen, then disappeared. I set the phone aside. Marcus, standing in the doorway, studied me. She thought you'd cover for her again, he said. She always does. Grandma's birthday came on a breezy Saturday afternoon. Harper had filled the dining room with peach-colored candles and fresh eucalyptus. The table shimmered with polished silver and sparkling glassware. Luke carried in the baby seat, with Sienna right behind him, arms piled high with elegant white boxes wrapped in gold ribbon. Everything smells amazing, Harper said. Sienna beamed. Well, I stayed up all night cooking. Marcus raised an eyebrow at me, but I stayed silent. When we finally sat down, Grandma walked in wearing the soft blue cardigan I had knitted her last year. Her silver hair was pinned neatly, her eyes bright and mischievous. Sienna leaned across the table. Nana, I hope you love everything. I tried to make your favorite rosemary chicken and sweet potatoes, just the way you used to. Grandma tilted her head. That's so thoughtful. You cooked all this yourself. Sienna nodded gracefully. I don't know if it tastes exactly right, she added, but I did my best. We began eating. The food was delicious, yet clearly catered. No one said a word until dessert. Sienna slid a silver-wrapped box toward Grandma. Just a little something. I hope you'll wear it. Inside lay a cashmere shawl with an embroidered designer label. Oh, this looks expensive, Grandma murmured, stroking the fabric. But it's a bit fancy for an old porch sitter like me. She folded it carefully. Would you mind exchanging it, dear? Something simpler would suit me better. Sienna faltered. Of course. Then Grandma looked up, eyes twinkling. But you know what would make the perfect gift? Sienna perked up. Move in with us, Grandma said. The table went silent. I mean it, she continued sweetly. I could enjoy your cooking every day. Wouldn't that be wonderful, Henry? Henry nearly choked on his wine. Absolutely. Nothing like home-cooked meals. Harper hid a smile behind her napkin. Sienna froze. You want me to move in? Of course, Grandma replied warmly. We'll turn the guest room into a nursery. You won't need to lift a finger. Just keep feeding us those delicious meals. Luke smiled, missing the undertone. That'd be cozy. Sienna blinked rapidly. Actually, her voice cracked. I didn't cook anything today. Luke turned sharply. What? I ordered it all, she blurted. I just didn't want to disappoint Nana. Grandma leaned forward. Then you should have said so, she answered calmly. Sienna gave a shaky laugh. So, I don't have to move in. Grandma's smile sharpened. Oh no, darling. That was a joke. The color drained from Sienna's face. But don't feel too relieved, Grandma added, sipping her tea. If you can't tell the truth, I'd rather you not set foot in this house at all. Sienna's mouth opened in protest. What? Harper set her fork down. She's right. You've lied, mocked Elise, disrespected Nana, tossed aside a gift Henry made with his own hands, and smiled through all of it. Sienna turned desperately to Luke. You're just going to sit there? His jaw tightened. Wait, what did you throw out? I pulled out my phone and unlocked the audio folder. Want to hear her call the baby gift garbage? Sienna lunged across the table, nearly toppling a glass. Stop it, she shrieked, snatching the phone. The baby burst into frightened cries. What do you people want from me? Sienna cried, hair falling loose, chest heaving. You all act like I'm the villain here. I was only trying to make a good impression. Do you think it's easy joining this family? Harper's voice was cold. You had every chance to be kind. You chose control instead. Luke rose, gently lifting the baby. You need to go, he said quietly. Sienna looked at him as though struck. You're siding with her? I'm siding with the one who didn't lie to my family, he said firmly, and who didn't throw away my father's gift. Sienna froze, her voice small. Where am I supposed to go? Harper handed her a coat from the chair. Back to the people who taught you cruelty with strength. Sienna's eyes darted around the table. No one met her gaze. She turned and left. Weeks later, Luke filed for divorce. Sienna moved back in with her parents and started sending him manipulative texts, guilt trips, threats, pleas. When that failed, she offered shared custody for money. In the end, it was her parents who agreed to modest alimony, embarrassed by her behavior. Luke later met Anna, a kind nurse who loved baking and sought Grandma's gardening tips. His son adored her instantly. They settled in an apartment nearby, just a short walk from Henry and Harper's home. As for Marcus and me, we stayed with his parents for a while after Luke moved out. When I became pregnant again, Grandma helped me prepare a nursery in the sunniest corner of the house. We had twin girls, Lily and Jasmine, names Grandma chose herself. Your name means flower, she told me once, so they should bloom from that. Now, in quiet evenings, Nana sits on the porch with a knitted blanket over her knees, sipping mint tea while the girls build sand castles in the yard. They rush over with dirt cakes or sand toffee, and she always takes a pretend bite. Delicious, she says every time. Marcus once asked me how I stayed calm through it all. Because I had Grandma, I told him. And I still do. Every stitch, every cup of tea, every gentle hand holding mine in the worst moments, she was there. I watch her now, laughing with my daughters, and all I can think is, please, Grandma, live a long, long life and keep watching them grow.